how to do it. Okay. Okay, so there are students coming, join a little bit late. Okay. All right, so let's start class. So today's topic is on geometry. Okay, today's topic is on geometry, and let's have a quick review about the rectangles first. So a rectangle, rectangle, well, by definition, this is just two pairs of parallel lines, and they are connected. This is and all the four angles has a 90 degree. Okay, there will be more general way, it's called a parallelogram, but these rectangles are special. You have a length and the width. This side called length, the other side called width. Then they have a so-called perimeter. Perimeter is 2L plus 2W. Okay. We also have the notion of the area. Area is going to be L times W. Okay. So those are the two basic formulas. And maybe we also have a formula for the length of the diagonal. This is called the diagonal. Okay. The length of diagonal. This is given by the Pythagorean theory. It's a square root of L squared plus W squared. Okay, but we're not going to be talking about diagonal. Okay. All right. Let's take a look at the first problem on the rectangle. Okay, the first problem, it says that a rectangle has an area of 27 square meters, and its length is 3 times its width. What is the perimeter? Okay, what is the perimeter? How to solve this type of problem? This is a problem on the homework. You write down the problem number, and then you draw the picture. All the geometry problems, you have to draw the picture. Okay, you draw the picture. You mark it L and the W. Okay, L and the W, and then you read the question again. Now, what you are given? You are given the area, right? So L times W. This is the area. Is going to be 27. We also give another information. The length is 3 times its width. So length equals 3 times its width. Okay. We want to find the perimeter. Actually, if you can find the width and find the length, you get the perimeter, right? So the idea, yeah, you have to find the P, which is 2L and the 2W, right? Okay. So how do you solve this problem? Actually, you are solving two equations in two variables. The first equation is LW equals 27. The second equation is WL equals 3W, right? So to solve this problem, you can replace L by 3W. So 3W times W, right, equals 27. So W actually square, right? W square, and 27 divided by 3 is going to be 9. So now it's clear that W equals 3, right? So if you figure out W equals 3, then you can find out the length. So the length is going to be 3 times W, right? 3 times 3 is going to be 9. Okay, and then you calculate, you find out the perimeter using the formula. Okay, the perimeter is going to be 2L, right, plus 2W. So 2, you can take 2 out, right? So 3 is the width, and 9 is the length, so is the width. It's 12, and 2 times 12 is going to be 24. Okay. Okay, that's the answer. So when you do the homework, you have to show me the picture, and you write down what names of variables, okay, you write down the given information, usually typical couple equations. Then you write down what you have to find out, okay? Then you try to solve these equations, okay? Then try to solve these equations. And at the end, you write down the answers, okay? So if there are some units here, then you put the units. If it's like a square centimeter, then use a centimeter. If no units, just okay. Here that was units here, right? So then you put the meters, okay, 24 meters. Okay, don't forget the units. Okay, this is a three. The purpose to study mathematics here. The three purposes. Let me repeat again. The first one, okay, to get a complete knowledge of mathematics, you're supposed to be learned in the middle school. Okay, so that's the first purpose. Okay, and because in the school, not all the material is covered. Honestly, we do have books called algebra and pre-algebra, right? Or algebra and algebra 2. But then different schools, cover different material, and sometimes because we want to make sure everybody can pass math, so have to make sure that those students who do not do the homework also can pass. That's why the teachers have to lower the standard. Okay, so here you're going to learn all the required material for middle school kids. Second purpose is to improve your problem solving skill. Okay, improving your problem solving skill. You're not to get enough exercise in the school, so gradually your ability to solve math problems getting lower and lower. Okay, that's why if without paying much attention, and you end up in the college and you have struggling with taking courses. Okay, the third purpose is to learn how to express mathematics correctly, because in the school there is no enough main power. Okay, teachers are so busy; they have to teach lots of courses. They're not able to grade your homework. So most of the time, they just ask you to do multiple choice problem, get answers correct or wrong, then scan using computer grading. So that's why let's pay less attention to the details, and then later on, you don't know how to express the ideas correctly in a neat way. So we want to emphasize this too, because when more higher the mathematics you study, and the more complicated solution you have to provide. And if you don't know how to express it clearly, and once the answer is wrong, you still deserve credits, but you cannot get enough good credits for your solution. Okay, that's the three purposes. Okay, let's take a look at the next problem. The length of a rectangle is 3 times the width. If the perimeter is 96 meters, what is the area? Okay, so draw the picture first, right? Draw the picture. Okay, draw the picture first, and you mark each side. Okay, L and W, and you write down what you are given. Okay, in terms of LW. Okay, then you try to write down the expression for what you have to find out. Okay, so write down what is given. The length equals 3W, right? Great. And the perimeter is 96. So the perimeter is going to be twice L twice W equals 96. What do you have to find out? Find out the area, which is L times W. So basically you have to find out L and W. then you can, yeah, right? Then you can find the area. So please try this. Now, once you have answers, you find my name, and there's a host next to my name, and you click on my name and post the answer and give it to me. Okay. Okay. Let me mute my phone. All right. We do have some students figured out the answers. Your answer is wrong. Redo it if you have time. I give you half more minute to think about. Hi, Eric. We have Rebecca. They all got the right answer. Great. I do have some students whose name are new to me, so I guess you're the first time you attend my class. Okay, this is a geometry, right? Yeah, trace the width and length. I think it's correct. So how do you solve this? Two equations. You see, you have two equations. L equals 3W, 2L plus 2W equals 96, right? So first of all, you simplify this equation, L plus W, 96 divided by 2 is 48, right? Then L equals 3W, so L should be replaced by 3W, and then 3L, 3W plus W equals 48, and 4W equals 48. So W is going to be 12, 48 divided by 4, that's 12, right? Now once you get W, you can get L, L times, L is 3W, so 36. All right. So once you get L and W, you know how to find the area. So area is going to be the width times the length times the width. 36 times 12. 36 times 12 is going to be 432. And you look at the units we have. We use meters, so square meters. Right? Yeah. Got it? Uh, so that is answer, right? Clear? Yeah, we do have two equations. Name the variable for the length and width. You write down the given information in terms of L and W, and then you try and find L times W, which is the area, right? Once you write down, you see, if you show me all the details here at the very beginning, instead of like playing with the numbers, and even you make a mistake somewhere in the computation solving the equations, teachers will still give you half of the credits. But if you know, if you cannot, okay, write clearly at the very beginning, then it's harder for teacher to understand your work, and then you cannot get credits if the answer is wrong. Like your answer here, see, the answer is wrong, but it's okay, you know. But you can tell where's mistakes, okay, maybe later, okay, and you can, yeah. I hope you can find out the mistake by yourself. Then you can correct that next time. Okay, so those are the two problems about the area perimeter of the rectangles, right? And then we have the formulas, right? The formula I just mentioned that the formula here is, perimeter is 2 times L times 2W, and the area is L times W. Okay, and we're now going to discuss the Pythagorean theory, which gives us the length of the diagonal. Here, okay, so our next problem is about the change. It's percentage problem actually. When we say a quantity is increased by 20%, what does that mean? The quantity is increased by a certain percent. Right. Well, again, draw the picture, right? It's L and the W, right? I think the width is going to be decreased, the length is going to be increased. So I'm going to draw longer, right? This is a L prime and W prime, right? So what's the relationship between L and L prime and W prime? We have to understand the increasing and decreasing, right, part, right? The length is increasing, that means the new length is going to be L plus the increased part, which is 20%, so 0.2 L. So add them together, it's 1.2 L. That is the new length, right? Yeah, when you say a quantity is increased by 20%, 20% is converted to decimal number is 0.2. 0.2 times the original quantity, that is the increased part, okay? And then the width is W, and the decrease by 20%. Okay, so the decreased part is 0.2 times W. And then subtract this, it's 0.8 W. All right, what percent, by what percent is the area changed? So let's pick the new area. The new area is A prime, it's L prime and W prime. Okay, right? So it's going to be 1.2 L times 0. 0. W, okay? Okay, so now we're going to figure out, multiply this out. Right, so 1.2 times 0.8, when you multiply this out, is 0.96 LW, right? Okay, so that means L times W is the area of the original. So you see that the area is decreased, right? The area is decreased. The area is decreased. Actually, you can read in the form A minus 0.04A, right? So it's decreased by 0.04A. So decreased by 4%. I think Rebecca and Eric both of you correct. Good. Yeah, this is another topic, how to understand the percentage problems, increase by R%, decrease by R%, right? And let me have a review here about the percentage. If we have a quantity Q, change it to the Q prime, right? And increased by R%. If we say increased by R%, the relationship is going to be Q prime equals Q is the original quantity plus R%, R divided by 100 and times the origin. Okay, so it's going to be 1 plus R over 100 and Q. Okay. And if it's decreased by R%, okay, then the new quantity is the original quantity minus the decreased part, which is R over 100 times Q. Okay. So it's a minus, right? It's 1 minus R over 100 and the Q. Okay. So if it's increased, if it decreased. So those are the two formulas. All right, so now let's look at the next problem. Okay, so here's the next problem. If the length of the rectangle is increased by 10%, now this time I want to know by what percent is the width decreased so that the area remains unchanged. If the width decreased by 10%, the area will be decreased, okay? That's what we got from the above problem, okay? So the area, the width shouldn't be decreased by 10%, maybe a little bit less, okay? So we can keep the area unchanged. Right. Can you solve this problem? All right. So you write down, you draw the picture first, right? Again, and this is the L with W, this is L, and then I guess I have to decrease this L prime and the W prime, right? So we don't know how much percentage, right, should be decreased. By what percentage the width decrease so that the area remains unchanged. So what I'm going to do is L prime is going to be L plus 0.1 L, which is 1.1 L. That's right. That's the relationship between those two. Okay. And I don't know what the percentage, right? And then W prime should be equal to W plus some unknown number. So what I'm going to do is put R percent, right? Decrease as a minus R, 100 in the W, okay? So that is going to be 1 minus, right? Okay, so R is unknown, okay? Then the area is going to be the product of those two numbers, right? Okay, and that is the original area, so this is the A, right? Now, we said that the new area should be equal to original area equals A. So you end up with an equation, right? Then you try to solve it, okay? How do you solve this equation? Well, you just divide both sides by 1.1 is 11 over, it's 11 of 10, right? So this is a 1 minus R. 1 minus R over 100 is going to be, this is a 11, so it's 10 over 11, okay? Then from here, let's go here. I have no space. So I get R over 100. It's going to be 1 minus 10 over 11, which is 11 over, it's 1 over 11, right? So I is going to be 1 over 11 times 100. That's 100 divided by 11. So you estimate 100 divided by 11 is about 9.09, right? So that means it's about 9.09% should be decreased. The width should be decreased 9.09%, then in order to keep the area unchanged. Right? Clear? Yeah, I think the key step is this equation. Okay, this is the equation. Okay, so you just calculate the area, and then you express the area of the new area in terms of these quantities, and then should be equal to A, then, right, because the area remains unchanged, and then you get a simple equation like that, then you try to solve it. All right, this is about rectangles, right? After we study rectangles, we study, yeah, let me see if we have any other problem. Okay, we do have one more problem about rectangle. This is a problem from a coordinate geometry, right? Let's try to draw the picture first. Okay, every point in the XY plane can be described by two numbers that are called the coordinates. Okay, so this rectangle has a vertex 2 and 3. It's 1, 2. 2 and 3. That's a 1 point. That's okay, clear. It's 2 and 3. And then 2 and n plus 3. I think the first coordinate is still 2. So 2 n plus 3. That means the distance between them is 2n, right? Add the n to the 3. And then the other one is a little bit complicated, 2n plus 2. 2n plus 2 is somewhere here, 2n plus 2 and 3, right? Yeah. Then if you go up, will be 2n plus 2 and 3 plus n. Okay, so this is a rectangle. Now the difference the distance between those 2 points will be 2n plus 2 minus 2. So it's 2n. Okay. Now if you can figure out this part, then the rest of them is simple. Okay, so it says that the area, okay, A is going to be 128, right? 128 square centimeter. But this area can be calculated using the width and the length. This is the width, that is the length. Length is 2n. So it's 2n squared. And then you set up a 2n squared equals 128, right? And then you solve for n squared. Now, how do you solve for n squared? How do you solve for n? Right? So n squared equals 108 divided by 2, which is 64. I think n should be equal to 8. 8 squared is 64. Okay. Yeah. So that, and then the unit n is good, n equals 8. Okay, so this is about the rectangles. And those students who attended my lectures are basic math, math class before, you know the coordinate geometry, you learned, right? All right. All right. All right, so triangle. What do we should know about triangle? The most famous theorem about triangle is the Pythagorean theory. Okay, so Pythagorean theorem says that it is triangle, right triangle, if and only if c squared equals a squared plus b squared. Okay, what does that mean? That means if it's right triangle, then the three sides are related by this equation. That is a very big discovery. As this is a this most important, one of the three important formulas discovered by human being. Okay, in mathematics, it's simple. C squared equals, and conversely, c squared equals a squared plus b squared implies it is the right triangle. Okay, so back forward. Okay, it is back forward. Okay, and then there are some special triangles. The special triangle here is 30-degree and 60-degree angle. Okay, and here's 90-degree. Okay, and for this special triangle, the relationship among those three sides, and that is going to be B is going to be square root 3 over 2c, and A is going to be just half of c. Okay. Now why? Why that is true? I think A equals half of c is easy to see. Once you get that, you can find B. Okay. The reason is you make you duplicate. So you get duplicate, clone the triangle, and put the other side, right? So this will be C, that will be A. But now this is 60-degree and this 30-degree. So you get a triangle, all the three angles are equal, right? Equal to 60-degree. So that means this is an equal-rated triangle. Right? This is an equal-rated triangle. Okay, it is an equal-rated triangle. If it's equal-rated triangle, then 2A should be equal to C. That's why A equals half of C. Okay, and we do get this, right? And we show this already. Then once you get A, then you can get a B. B is going to be B is going to be by the Pythagorean theory, right? Let's apply the Pythagorean theory. You know, A square plus B square, right? Equals C square by this. So what is, we want to find the B, right? But I know A is half of C. Right. So now B square equals C square minus half of C squared. So that be 3 over 4 square. Then finally you solve B, okay? It's a square 3 over 4C, and then the B square 3 over square 4 is 2. So that's how do we get this? You know, B is going to be square 3 over 2. Okay, so remember for a special triangle, if this side is 1, this side is square 3 over 2, this side is 1/2. Okay, and that is a 60 degree and 30 degree. Okay. All right, this is about the space triangles, and let's do the following problem. If the edge of the length, if the edge length of an equilateral triangle is 10 units, what is the area? Okay, I'm going to ask you to do this problem. So this is an equilateral triangle, 10, 10, 10. Find the area. Right? Right. Think about this. Right? So equilateral triangle, that means 30 degree, 60 degree here, right? 60 degree and 60 degree. Okay. Yeah, your assumptions may be correct this time. All right, so take a look at this problem. To find the area of the triangle, you have to find the area, the base and the height. If you draw the height, you see that you divide this equilateral triangle into two parts. And then the other, this side is a right triangle, right? 30 degree and 60 degree, and this is h, this is 10. And then this must be 5, right? So therefore, h is going to be square 3 over 2 times 10, right? So it's going to be square 3 and 5. Okay, that is height. Once you know the height, you know how to find the area. Area is going to be half of b times b is 10, the base, times the height, 5 square 3, and then you get 25 square 3. Now, that is correct answer, 25 square 3. A good student, after they do this problem, will think about the general formula. Okay, you can derive the formula by yourself, following the same idea, using the same idea. If I have A and here A and here A, can you find the area in terms of A? Actually, the formula is square 3 over 4 and times A squared. Okay, exactly the same idea, just repeat. the above procedure. You find the h, okay? So h is going to be square root of 3 over 2 times it, right? And then area is going to be half of 8 times h, right? The base is 8. Then you plug them into, right? 8 times 8, so a squared. That's a square root of 3 over 4 and a squared. So for equilateral triangle, if you know the edge length, you can get the area using this specific formula. It's very specific, but it's useful. If you memorize it, then you can use it without even, redo the problem. Okay. You're young, you have much better memory, so you don't use the brain, and you just waste it, right? So you only basically use the only 10%, or maybe even less of your brain. Most of part of your brain you waste. So that's why we need a. Okay, if you learn more, right, you put more stuff you store in your brain. Right. Okay, so let's take a look at the next problem. So what is the area of a parallelogram? Okay, I have two sides, 3 and 5, and the angle between two lines is 30 degrees. Right. I wanted to try first. All right, so let's figure it out. So look at this parallelogram, right? And you need, what do you need? If you don't know the formula for the area, okay, first you're trying to draw this height, right? And this triangle, you can move it here, right? So this triangle, you move here. All you have to do is, you get this side is 5, right? All you have to do is just find the h. So the area is going to be h times 5. This is h, okay? Because this part coming from here, right? This part coming from here, right? So from I didn't draw the picture correctly, okay? So it's more precise. This is the angle much smaller, this could be looks like that. Right, this is a 30 degree, and that's how does it look like, okay? This is an h, that's a 3. All right, that's fine. So h is going to be half of 3, and that should be the, because that h corresponds to 30 degree, right? Right. Then area is going to be half of 3 times 5, and it's 15 over 2. Right? You can say it's 15 over 2, and half of the, yeah, it's not, there is no square root here. Right? There's no square root here because I did not draw the graph perfect. Okay? This is actually 30 degrees, so the sides corresponding to 30 degrees is is one half of the other side. Okay. Okay, let's take a look at the next problem. We are given an equilateral triangle, and then I have I cut 3 small triangles at 2 points. Okay, then I get what I get. I get an hexagon, right? Hexagon. So what I know is the area hexagon is 10 square units. So what is the area of the triangle ABC? So how do we do that is we divide each side of equilateral triangle into 3 equal parts. Those are the 3 equal parts, okay? So this will be A and A and A, and they're all equal to A, okay? If I know the area of the hexagon, can I figure out the area of the triangle you cut it to make the hexagon, right? Right. So look at his hexagon. If this side is A, this side is A, this side is A, right? I can connect those points, and I see that each of them is a right equal triangle, right? Because this angle will be 360 degrees divided by 6, right? It's going to be 60 degrees. So this will be 60 degrees, 60 degrees, 60 degrees, okay? And you can also show that this is another polygon, special polygon, okay? You can also show that this angle is going to be 100, yeah, because here is 60 degree, right? So 120 degrees. So this is also 60 degrees, 60 degrees. So you get a hex as a right hexagon consists of 6 equal triangles. Right. Okay, a right hexagon consists of 6 congruent equal retals. Okay, equilateral triangle. Right. Equilateral triangle. That's great. So the area of the triangle ABC is just equal to the area of one of the triangles. Right. Yeah, just equal to square root 3 over 4 and a square, right? And that is just one of the 6 equal triangles. So that's just 1 over 6. And the area of the hexagon, right, which is going to be 10. Right, that's a 5 over 3. 10. Right, 5 over 3. Right. So remember, hexagon consists of 6 identical triangles, equal triangles. All right, here's a problem, okay? Here's a question. A right hexagon has an edge length of 3. Can you find the area? Right, I'll let you to try first. Right, you're given find the area, right? The edge length is all equal to 3. Right, now for geometry problems, right, if you still remember what we did in the last problem, right? For equilateral triangle, hexagon consists of 6 equilateral triangles. They connect the important points. Those are all the equilateral triangles. So the area is going to be 6 times the area of those equilateral triangle, right? And each of the equilateral triangle is going to be square 3 over 4, and that is going to be 3 squared. Right? And the 6 divided by 2 is 3 over 2, right? And here it's going to be 3 squared, so I'm going to write down 27 square 3 over 2. Right, the final topic from geometry is about circles. Okay, circle. How much we know about circle? Okay, this is a radius. The circumference is 2 pi r, right? Yeah. And the area of the circle is pi r squared. So pi is about 3.14159. Okay, pi is an irrational number. It is a number, but it's an irrational number. And the digits, okay, after decimal point, you can write down infinite many digits. Are there any logic? I don't see any logic there, or any pattern there. But amazingly, somebody even use those digits that can play a music song, a very nice song. Okay, that's pretty strange. Yeah. You can search on the internet, type of pi, music for pi, and you probably can find something. Okay. All right, so that is a pi. What is pi? You cannot say pi is 3.14. Pi is approximately equal to 3.14, but pi is a number. Pi can use any of this formula. Pi, you can say pi is the area of the, by definition, you can say pi is the area of the unit circle. Okay, that's one definition. Unit circle when radius equal 1. Also, from the above formula, circumference, half of the circumference, it's going to be the half of the circumference of a unit circle. Okay, because when I equals 1, half of c, right? Half of c is going to be pi. All right. Oh, Eric, can you give me a little more information? 3.1415926365358. Did you get it from calculator? I only memorized 4 digits after decimal point. Okay, that's enough. Enough, at least. Right. For the those are the formulas. Another important property for the circle is going to be the following. If this is a diameter, right, then the arbitrary point connect A, B, C, and the angle at B must be the right angle. Okay. If AC is a diameter, then the angle at point B is going to be 90 degrees. Okay, it's the right angle. That's a very important fact. We can use it. Right? That is very important fact. So as long as you draw a triangle inside a circle, and the one side, the hypotenuse, is on the diagonal, is a diameter, then the angle corresponding to the diameter must be 90 degrees. Doesn't matter the location of the point B. Okay? This is a very important property, and it's useful. Okay? It's surprising, why this always happens, right? And you can draw another circle. This is diameter, and then you can put a tiny bit, put a point very close to the diameter, and this must be 90 degrees. And then you put it here. This is also 90 degrees, right? And you put it here. This is 90 degrees. I'm very surprised. But that's the important fact besides the above formulas. Okay, circumference and area. Okay. All right, so now let's take a look at the following problem. Okay, you are given a picture, and there's the 4 points on the circle. You choose A, B, C, D, and you draw the line, and you discover that the angle at the point A is 90 degrees. And I also know the other sides 10 and 24. Okay, so what is the area of the circle? Okay. Yeah, what is the area of the circle? Okay, I don't need to write. I just change the problem a little bit. Yeah. What is the area? What is the area of the circle? Okay. Area of the circle. Come on, area of the circle involves pi, right? Yeah. Now, in basic math class or in the intermediate math class, but the problem is usually the two-step problem, maximum. Yeah, two-step means you cannot just plug the number into the formula finally, right? Right now, the formula area for the area is going pi r. So you have to figure out the radius first. Okay. All right, let's connect this to line. All right. So step one, the angle at the point A is 90 degrees. So that implies BD is a diameter. Right. Clear, right? BD is diameter. If BD is diameter, that implies the angle at C is going to be 90 degrees, right? Because C corresponds to the diameter. Corresponds to the diameter. All right, see that. So that implies the triangle BCD is a right triangle. Okay, if it's a right triangle, then if this side is D, that means diameter, then D square equals 10 square by 24 square. This is by Pythagorean theory. Okay, by the Pythagorean theory. Okay. All right, so now you get D square, okay, right? What is D square, right? 10 square plus 24. 10 square plus 24 square is going to be 20, I think it's 26, right? Yeah, 26. Okay, so once you get 26, the radius is going to be half of the diameter, which is 26 divided by 2, that's 13. 13 is going to be the answer, and not only the 13 is just radius. So the area is going to be 13 squared pi. That's 169 pi. Okay, yeah, again. All right, let's finish this last problem. The last minute, okay? All right, okay, here's a circle. A rectangle is inscribed in a circle with length is 8, width is 6. What is the area of a circle? So in order to find the area of a circle, you connect this line, okay? Okay, so clearly this red line is going to be the diameter, okay? Because here's 90 degree, 90 degree, okay? So AB, first of all, AB is a diagonal. Diameter, sorry, not diameter, it's a diameter. The diagonal of the rectangle is going to be the diameter. Okay, now how do you find it? By the Pythagorean theory. D squared equals 6 squared plus 8 squared, okay? Which is going to be 10 squared, okay? So D equals 10. So therefore, the radius is half of D, right? So it's going to be 5. Then the area is going to be pi r squared. It's 25 pi, okay? And squared. Pi, great, 25 pi. So that is, those are usually called a two-step problem in geometry. And you know, this we are studying base class and the intermediate math class. So the problems will be not that complicated, but it takes up a couple steps to solve it. So draw the picture first, and then connect the points, important points. For example, between A and B. And once you draw this line, you immediately recognize this must be the diameter, okay? Then you can apply the Pythagorean theory to solve it, okay? To find it, to the value, and then you solve the problem, okay? So for geometry problems, remember, draw the picture first. Sometimes it's necessary to name the variable, and then you write down the given information. And don't forget, if you get a right triangle, and you're trying to use a Pythagorean theory to solve the unknown quantities, okay, to set up equations in the unknown quantity, then you solve it, okay? So this is a geometry. This is geometry. So review on the geometry, okay? In the next class, we probably are going to study probability.